Hello and welcome back to Football Manager. We are now at the Crystal Palace game. I believe this is actually a rivalry match, or derby game is probably the correct term. Yeah, it is technically a rival opposition, Crystal Palace, because they are another London club, although technically the only derby is with West Ham. Now, obviously, this game is a game we should be winning fairly comfortably. I mean, we're in 5th place, 2 losses, a draw, and 6 wins from our first 9. Crystal Palace have got 1 win, 2 draws, and 6 defeats from their first 9. So we should be winning this game. I mean, we've got almost 4 times as many points as them, and a win will actually put us all the way up to 2nd place before we play Huddersfield, the team currently bottom of the league, and then Man City. So it's a very difficult opposition in the Premier League coming up after we finish off the bottom 2. We've also got Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. We have an outside chance of qualifying top of the group in this. With 3 games left to play, we've only won 1 game so far against Borussia Mönchengladbach, and we've drawn the other 2. If we were to do that again, we'd get 10 points, which in theory would be enough. I mean, say 3 points over Borussia Mönchengladbach, keep them on 6. If we win the next game, we'll be ahead of them on 8 points. Rangers they beat Sporting, so they'll be on 7 points. Us and Rangers in the top 2. Then we draw with, we would qualify instantly, very easily. So we're going to go into this game against Crystal Palace in good heart. We've got this team today. Doyle is not playing because he's got a very low condition, so he's out of the team for today. We've got Ben Thompson coming in, who has done fairly well this season. We've got Turge winning goal, a back 4 of Kelvin, Eduardo, Tuanzebe and Sahajovic. Very strong defence, especially this season. They have done very well this so far, although Kelvin only played once, but the rest of the defence have done very well this season. Erdogan is on the bench because he threw a little bit of a hissy fit about the fact that we dropped him for the last game against Kelvin, and now we're dropping him again, because you don't throw a hissy fit. To me, you either get sold or you get punished by not playing. That might be a archaic way of doing it in this game, but I think that's probably the best option we've got. Thompson and NATO in the midfield. We've got Jovanovski on our right wing. He is a bit low on fitness, but we have got Hadji on the bench just in case. We've got Lopez and Ildrim on the other attacking midfield positions. Ildrim has done incredibly well this season with 5 goals from his first 7 starts for substitutes. Very nice. Louis Barry is up front today. We're not having Alvaro because I think Barry deserves a few more games under his belt before we, switch back over again and keep switching the strikers around so we get both of them up to their full potential. On the bench we've got Alvaro, Erdogan, Salah-Eddin, Jonsson, Glazen, Yulla and Hadji. Naldino is quite an interesting case. Between the Sporting game and this game, we had an offer coming for him of £2.5 million. I could not accept that for Naldino. I mean, he's worth 925,000, but with a 4.5-star potential, I was not letting him go for less than 5 million. Probably even less than 10 million probably would have been an insult, really. So we're keeping him around for the time being, despite the chronic need of funds at the club. But we go to this Crystal Palace game knowing that a win, as I mentioned before, would put us in 2nd place, at least provisionally, before we play Huddersfield in the next league game. Obviously, between us and Huddersfield is a Carabao Cup appearance against Liverpool. So we might lose a lot of morale in that game, should we lose it, which could put us in a downward spiral. But hopefully we won't lose, or at least we won't lose badly, that puts us in a downward spiral of which we won't recover from. Because where we are currently is an incredibly high position. I mean, where we are is not somewhere we thought we would be 3 seasons ago, but clearly Millwall players wanted to change fortunes, really. They wanted to make sure the world knew who they were. Lopez now tries to play the ball into the middle, finds NATO on the edge of the box. Beautiful strike from NATO, and within 8 minutes, Millwall lead Crystal Palace 1-0 at the Den, and it's looking good. Iban NATO finally scores his first of the season, and it's looking good. I believe that was Thorgan. Is it Thorgan Hazard that plays for Crystal Palace in this game? I don't actually know, if I'm honest with you. I never pay attention to the opposing team unless they've got one of my old players in them. It is Thorgan Hazard. And Max May is still playing Crystal Palace. I thought he moved on to Germany. Or did he move from Germany? Sorry, Louis Barry just scored. I'm not focusing for some reason. But yes, Louis Barry scored. We are now 2-0 up. And, Max Meyer signed from, I believe, Schalke to come to Crystal Palace. But that was very poor goalkeeping from Pierluigi Gallini. And Louis Barry just essentially rubber stamping our dominance for this game. I'm already looking at players I'm going to bring off in this game already. It's only been 20 minutes. But I'm probably looking at Sahajovic, Jovanovski, and probably Ildrim, depending on what happens in the rest of this game, because they have the lowest levels of condition, as well as the fact they're not in vital positions, in that taking them off isn't going to, demonstrably detract from the team's performances. But after 40 minutes now, we've only had the 2 opening goals, and it looks very likely that Crystal Palace are getting too frustrated for their own good. And yes, my opinion on Sahajovic coming off is now secured. He's not playing the second half because I don't want to risk him getting A, sent off, or B, injured, because he is a very important player. Jovanovski will come off probably on the 60th minute, and Ildrim is going to come off around about the same time as well, because the fact of the matter is, 6.5, that ain't good. Especially for an attacking player in a game we're winning 2-0. I'm going to say the media give a lot of credit. Let's continue the worthy display that we are showing to prove that we deserve it. And I'll do a bit of praise as well, because they deserve the praise. Hopefully Ildrim will pick himself up for the second half. Obviously there's no guarantee of that, of course. We need to monitor the player as it goes along. By looks of things, he's getting slowly worse and worse, and I think he'll come off at the same time as Jovanovski. Man City have just gone 1-0 up against Huddersfield, which is good news for us, because I think Huddersfield's next game is against us. They don't have a Carabao Cup appearance, so we should be good there. And yes, Ildrim is coming off, as is Jovanovski, and he looked exhausted, so I think this is probably the best option we've got. So Jovanovski coming off for Hadji, and Ildrim will come off for... We'll give Johnson a go out in the game. I think Glazen deserves a slightly longer rest, because he's picked up an injury prior to the Sporting game, which is why he didn't play in that game, I don't think. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Right, so we are going to have to leave on Jovanovski. I was just say there's no pressure on them today. I'm going to have to leave on Jovanovski because we've just lost Eduardo for X amount of day M games. NATO with a free kick headed just over the bar by Louis Barry. But it looks like potential arm injury. Could be something innocent, could be a simple bruise or dead arm, could be something like that. But it could also be something serious like a broken arm, dislocation, something like that. And it would be quite bad if that was to be the case. NATO now with a corner kick swinging from the near post, and Dennis Johnson, rewarding my faith in picking him for today's game, gives us a goal. And we now lead 3-0 at the Den and have effectively secured our position at the top of the Premier... Well, not top, but at the top end of the Premier League table, sitting comfortably in second place, a point clear of Liverpool, a point clear of Man City, and just a point shy of Chelsea. Knowing full well that in 2 games we are playing Man City, and next game we've got a very, I wouldn't say easy 3 points, but definitely a securable 3 points. But as you can see, 3-0 at home for the Den. Very nice to see, especially against rivals, and clearly possession was not important. I will be passionate in saying that I'm happy with the way we played, and I will calmly say to... where is it? Not you, wrong one, that one. Calmly say that... yeah, you let yourself down. Effectively, he did. So hopefully that won't destroy his morale too much, because we have praised the team as a whole, but he did let himself down quite severely. A 6.2 is nowhere near good enough for a Premier League side, so it was deserved, I think. And only a 1-0 win for Man City, just proving that Huddersfield have probably got a strong defence. he says, and then shows the highlight of West Ham 5, Liverpool 9, and Manchester United 4. Yeah. I mean, I think Liverpool have got many games. Yeah. All of their wins have gone with a clean sheet, so very good. Not a single team so far has actually kept a 100% unbeaten record so far in the Premiership, which I think is rather unusual for a Premier League season. I mean, I don't think in the last, 10, 15 years, any team has not had 10 games without defeat at the start of the season. So, now, here's the thing. He's got a fractured wrist, so perhaps a specialist is the best option, knowing that whilst it will be the same as the doctor, it might actually be slightly shorter, which would be more useful. Playing through the injury could be detrimental to his potential and his ability. And even to the physio, it's out of the question. We're not leaving to the physio because of the fact of the matter being that it just would not be time efficient and cost effective. So personally, I'm going to say send to the specialist. We can deal without Eduardo for a period of time. We have 2 extra centre-backs in Euler and Clark, and I do think that we will be fine leaving him out for a period of time. Jovanovski is not getting dropped for the Liverpool game, though. He will be dropped for the Huddersfield game, but obviously you won't see those games. Your next game I'll show on camera will be here, Borussia Mönchengladbach and Liverpool on the 11th and the 14th. But as you can see, if we win against Liverpool, an unbeaten month, which I don't think we've had since we were in the Championship. Nope, not last season. We had... Nope, not the season before. And yeah, the last time we had an unbeaten month was in the Championship. And it was right at the very, very start. Right here. First 5 games of the season, won all of them. That's how long ago it was since we had an unbeaten month at Millwall. But will we actually be able to do it against Liverpool is the question. But an A+ manager performance I am proud of. So until next time, actually, I'm going to quickly make not a service announcement, whatever it's called. I've never actually said this before at the end of videos before, but I think it's probably the best I start doing it, because otherwise I'm not actually going to get any of these anyway. But knowing my channel, I'm not going to get any of them in the first place. But if you like the video, drop a like at the bottom, comment if you want something to happen, if you want things to change, if you've noticed something wrong or whatever in the video, comment, and subscribe if you think what I'm doing is good. If you think what I'm doing is, I wouldn't say entertaining, but at least keeps your attention for the 10-15 minutes how long the video is. And yeah, I'm going to try and... I want this channel to get to 100 subscribers. Because whilst, people have got, tens of millions, almost 100 million subscribers, some people, 100 subscribers is, to me, incredible. I mean, the only people that have subscribed to this channel have been people that I've asked to. Friends from high school, that sort of thing. But it's been 5 years since I last saw most of them, so clearly they're not going to watch my videos anymore. But, yeah. If you could drop a like at the bottom, even if you didn't like it, drop a dislike. Honestly, if you didn't like something, drop a dislike, comment why you didn't like it. Go for that. I will be glad to comment, to reply to a comment and try and fix what you thought was wrong. Because I want to make this as entertaining as possible, which, admittedly, for myself, is not going to be easy. I'm not a comedian. I'm not, an entertainer. I'm not good at entertaining people, but it's something I want to do. So, until next time, I bid thee adieu. Goodbye.